Hello everyone, welcome back to the Minecraft Let's Play series that I do. I am Antidote Alarm, weird channel name, I know. I also go by Mango for some reason, I don't know. Mango says goodbye sometimes, it's a phrase that means a lot to me. But, welcome to part 82, hopefully you got that right, of this series, the first one in 2024. And, I don't know man, look. If I want to be real, if I want to be like real, 100% honest, like, look, the last few episodes have kind of been tough on me, man. I don't know. In the space between like the end of last year and the beginning of this year, I don't know. I've been thinking like, it's all been getting too much for me, man. I had like conversations with myself. I feel like I let myself down a lot of times during the year of 2023. I feel like I wasn't freaking that good at commentating over, I don't know, Minecraft. You know, talking about book drama and the NBA and stuff. Maybe I wasn't just as good as I've been, or am I any good at all? What's my purpose of doing this? Why am I doing this? So I don't know. Long story short, it kind of got to be a little too much for me. Yeah, like that skeleton agreed. And then I was just thinking, like, should I just hang it up? Like, should I just retire, you know? Yeah, and look, man, I got pretty close to freaking making that decision, man. Like, maybe I should retire, man. Maybe I should retire and freaking just leave my channel at 141 videos, just being like, okay, I got a video to 2.9k views, I made an AMV, I played a few games, didn't finish a lot of games, you know, just leave it at that and just move on to other things because, you know, I said before that, like, yeah, I want to, you know, focus on writing and, you know, I do have other stuff, you know, I'm getting a degree, you know, maybe I should focus more on that, you know, I am focused on that, but I don't know. I thought about retiring, you know? Look, you may think that's a reference to one thing, but it's actually a reference to another thing. Anyways, welcome to 2024, I guess. I don't know. It's been 2 weeks into the year. Oh, man. Okay, and for future reference, if I'm watching this in the future, remember, I am recording this on January 14th of 2024, which is 7 years removed from a very important date in my life. I don't know. I thought of maybe I should like share like more details about like why I feel like it's an important date in my life, January 14th of 2017, but I don't know. I think I've like said it a few details before though, right? Yeah. Okay. I don't know. I just don't feel like it's necessary. Maybe later in the episode, but there's a lot of stuff to get to, man. I'd rather talk about the Stanley Cup and why freaking women are freaking obsessed over it. I'd rather talk about a guy at a wedding getting stuck in a vase. I'd rather talk about let a naysayer know. Oh, no. I'd rather not talk about that. Okay, I'm sorry. Scrub that from the record. I'd rather talk about the Lakers not being that good after the in-season tournament. And if they're going to trade for DeJounte Murray, well then, I don't know, man. You're going to have to give up D'Angelo Russell or Austin Reeves, Rui Hachimura. Like, yeah, those three seem to be the most likely to be traded if the Lakers are going to make moves. And yeah, I've made it clear before that I want D'Lo to get traded to a losing team. I do not want D'Lo to ever experience playoff success or winning success on an NBA team ever again in his career after him shit-talking Bruce Brown, but you know. Yeah, I kind of don't, he can be traded to a losing team, man. It's fine. I mean, yeah, he already is on a losing team. The Lakers are currently 2 games below 500. And yeah, obviously, like you can't get too high up on the hater train right now because last season they made moves at the trade deadline and they made it all the way to the Western Conference Finals. I know. Look, I know. But I don't know. Look, man, it's fine. It's fine to be a front runner hater, I guess. Look, man, you gotta hate on right now, you know? Like, a lot of people are getting shots in about the Phoenix Suns. Like, but they're currently like what, almost 3 games above 500 if they beat the Blazers tonight. I haven't checked that, but yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, the Suns haven't looked as spectacular as everyone hoped, but also, Bradley Beal, KD, and Booker have, like, how many minutes have they played together? Like, not much. It seems one of them is always injured, right? And out of the lineup, mostly, like, yeah, but it's mostly KD or Beal that's out of the lineup. Booker's been mostly consistent on that part, but a lot of people are getting shots in about the Suns and saying like that team won't work. I don't know. Just for me, I have a little bit more hope in the Suns than the freaking Lakers or the Warriors. I probably have more faith in the Lakers than the Warriors at this point, man. The Warriors are it seems like this dynasty is ending, man. Everyone's saying it. It's hard not to agree with it, man. Yeah. Like, Steph is just carrying freaking this team to, as best as he can, but, yeah. Clay isn't who he used to be, the player he used to be, and Draymond, we all know with Draymond, man. The people who watch basketball even casually know about Draymond and his freaking stuff, man. Dude, if he really was thinking of retiring, man, Jesus Christ, man. Oh, man. I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe Matt Pat was like freaking being like, look, Draymond Green thought of retiring, so I'm gonna think of retiring too. Look, man, hey, I don't know. We don't know. Oh man, yeah. It brings up kind of an interesting thing of like, well, I guess I was about to go into like YouTubers retiring and like that being a weird thing that we haven't really seen that much, but I don't know. In terms of like the Golden State Warriors, right? Like, I would assume the play should be, I think the plan most Warriors fans want is just to build around Steph, right? Like, basically, like, their young players, Kuminga and Moses Moody, right? Like, I feel like Warriors fans would be open to trading them, right? If it just means that, like, like, while Steph is still a Warrior, he has the best chance at winning a championship, basically. Because that was their whole thing, like, last season, right? It was, the 2-track thing of, like, are they gonna spend more time focused on developing Moody, Kuminga, and Wiseman, and then Wiseman got traded to Detroit. Very sad situation for him. Yeah, and then Wiseman got traded to Detroit midway through the last season, right? Or are they gonna like try to capitalize on their championship window that probably is closing, right? Yeah, and I think right now it seems like, yeah, they probably should just make any kind of trade possible in order to just like see if they can have any hope of extending it, Yeah, it is a thing. Like, I don't know, man. Like, one thing I thought about, like, the Warriors aren't gonna trade Draymond, but like, imagine if Draymond is the first one of the core of like him, Steph, and Clay to be traded, right? Like, imagine how freaking devastating for him that would be, man. Imagine, like, I don't know, man. Like, I feel like a lot of people would love to freaking see that, man. The majority of our NBA and, like, the basketball viewing public who aren't, like, huge Warriors fans, and even Warriors fans, mostly, I think, are kind of sick and tired of what Draymond does that gets him suspended. But it's like, if he gets traded first out of that core, and like, oh man, I don't know, man. It would probably devastate him, man. He probably would seriously consider retiring at that point, man. It's like, oh, hey, you don't get to end your freaking career with Steph Curry, man. We're not letting you retire a Warrior. You can do that freaking one-day contract thing, but hey, you're not gonna be able to retire a Warrior. Oh man, only it's all just dreams, man. Oh man, it's all just a dream. Oh man. Yeah, anyways, anything else? Yeah, true. And do you know what wasn't a dream? That Cat Williams interview. Yes, friggin' Cat Williams going after like every black freaking famous celebrity and like spilling dirt on them and like being a truth teller or something, and pretty much everyone being like, yeah, he's telling the truth, I don't know. Do I have any commentary on it? There were just some clips from it. Yeah, you have a was it you? You have a high propensity for being associated with losers or something. You have an attraction for losers. He told Shannon Sharpe, and the fact that it's Shannon Sharpe that freaking got to interview him. I mean, he interviewed him before, but the fact that it was that time that it blew up right at the beginning of the year, man. Oh God. Yeah. Do I have anything to add about that? That's the thing, like, I don't want these freaking to turn into, like, did you hear about this thing that happened? Like, I don't know. I would hope I would have more freaking effort in my videos than that. As I do not play the game. Last year, in the first episode, I played the game too much. I kind of don't want to play the game now. I kind of don't want to play the game if I have to, but yeah. Yeah, I guess Cat Williams did all that stuff. Oh yeah. Do you also know what wasn't a dream? His partner on First Take, Stephen A. Smith, man. I'm just gonna play the clip.
Weeks later, you wrote a lengthy apology to me in an email, begging me to forgive you, pointing out how you were betrayed by this particular writer, so you know how I must feel that you betrayed me. Did you tell the folks that, you bitch? Did you tell them? You fat piece of shit.
Yeah, like, my God, dude. Like, dude, it's been in my head, man. Look. I just had to freaking share that uncensored, man. It's just so funny, man. Just the way Stephen A. says it, man. Oh, man. Jason Whitlock, man. I don't know who that guy is. Well, he was a columnist that freaking Stephen A. freaking hated. And most freaking black journalists, Jemele Hill, hate him too, right? I mean, I don't think Jemele Hill has said it publicly like Stephen A. But yeah, probably does not have any nice feelings towards him. Yeah, just what a thing. He asked his pastor. He's like, look, man, is it okay? Is it okay if I go at him, man? I just need to do it, man. I beg. I'm asking for your permission to cuss this man out. I am asking for your permission. Oh, man, it is crazy, man. That's one thing I kind of forgot to talk about throughout the entirety of last year, of just Stephen A.'s freaking transformation. I don't know. Would you call it transformation? I think it's just when he's not doing First Take, he's doing the Stephen A. Smith Show. He has his own YouTube channel, and he freaking does a show like Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And then on it, he answers a lot of questions about freaking dating and freaking like just general stuff like that, man. You see it with like Shannon Sharpe too. He has a podcast with, was it Chad Ochocinco? Ochocinco is not how you say 85 in Spanish, by the way. Oh, man. And then they talk about freaking the wings at Magic City. They talk about freaking Shannon said he wants to freaking lay Megan Thee Stallion out. Like, come on. Like, what would, like, look, man. But just like, yeah, Stephen A. and Shannon just turning into, like, when they're not, like, clocked in at ESPN, just being like, hey, here are my freaking freaky freaking thoughts. It's like, okay, all right, okay. I guess this is what sports media has become now. I guess this is what has gone on. I guess this is our reality now. They're literally, oh man, I don't know if I could find all the clips. I don't know. I think it's probably funnier if you imagine it. Just like, there was one where Stephen A. took a question that just said, thoughts on Latina women. Look, man, I probably shouldn't continue on this, but just saying. He's just like, yeah. Oh, man. It's too, my God, dude. My God. I don't know, man. I mean, yeah, Stephen A. probably has had women. I don't know, man. I don't know if, like, Stephen A. would currently be in a relationship. I don't know if Stephen A. and Shannon, yeah, they're probably not the long-term relationship type of people. They probably are the opposite of that, let me just say. Anyways. Oh, man. 2 weeks into the freaking year, this is what has been going on. Maybe I should, because, yeah, maybe I should talk about the personal stuff with me. I mean, what else am I gonna fill the episode with, man? There's gonna be a cruise this year that's gonna like go through, that's gonna travel like most of the world, you know? It's gonna be a 9-month cruise. Okay. Yeah. Like, what events are gonna happen in 2024? Gee, I wonder. I don't have to worry about that, man. Oh, man. When I talk about the freaking mail-in ballots in like in freaking November and December, man. It's gonna be good, man. It's gonna be good. Yeah. Anyways, what things have I been into, man? Yeah. I talked before about every January, since, you know, usually I'm just not doing anything because, you know, I don't really have school during that time. I get into something that I haven't really gotten into before, just some little tiny obsession that kind of takes over January for me. Yeah, this year it's kind of not that surprising. This year I've been rewatching anime. A few anime that I watched in 2019. Yeah, one technically I'm not rewatching, but yeah. Okay, so I'm rewatching this series called Kimi ni Todoke. It's great. That's the thing I forgot to talk about. Yeah, end of last year is that I started watching the live action Kimi ni Todoke series on Netflix. Yeah, they released that sometime in 2023, and I started watching it near the end of the year. You know, it's pretty good, man. Yeah, Kimi ni Todoke is probably my favorite romance anime. My favorite, like, straightforward, just straight up romance anime. Oh, man. And yeah, it's every bit as great as I thought on the first watch. Yeah. So yeah, I'm like mostly true with the live action series, but like after watching like episode 8, I'm just like, yeah, I kind of want to watch the anime again, and I've watched like 2/3 of it now. So, oh man, 1/3 of it especially is amazing, man. Yeah, there's one character in particular that freaking makes it turn from a great show to an absolutely outstanding, amazing show. So yeah, and yeah. Basically, I'm rewatching that. Yeah, I'm rewatching three things that I watched in 2019 for the first time. So the second one, not rewatching, but yeah, I'm watching the 2019 version of Fruits Basket. So yeah, in 2019, I watched the original Fruits Basket, which is a shoujo series, probably just one of the most popular shoujo series, recognizable shoujo series of all time. It's about the Zodiac, you know, you hug freaking members of the Zodiac and then they turn into animals, you know. Toru is like this sunshiny, optimistic girl, like even when faced with just extraordinarily sad circumstances, and she's just constantly just freaking putting on a happy face, you know. And it's also like, yeah, it can be very emotional at times. Yeah, that's one somewhat of a difference I feel from the 2019 version from the original version is that, I don't know, like it's not that the story content is any different. It's just that I feel like the way they're presenting it in the 2019 version, it feels like they want to hammer it in even more, so that like, hey, this is a drama. This is this is a dramatic freaking series, man. This is a series that has emotions, and you're gonna have feels watching the series, you know. But I don't know, I kind of didn't feel it as much in the during watching the original. I don't know. I feel like the original was like kookier a bit. But I don't know. I guess that could just be due to like it being the early 2000s, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, the OP of the new one is pretty good too. I like how it's not like a hyped up OP, and that it's very like slow and just basically just a ballad sort of, you know. Like the original was just, yeah, like very slow, and like it was like barely a freaking song anyway. Oh man, I've been watching that. That's been really good. Okay, and the third anime series I'm rewatching is My Teen Romantic Comedy Snafu, which is probably my favorite romantic comedy anime of all time, but I kind of don't see it that way. You know, like I kind of just see it as just like an examination of human relationships. That's basically how it treats it too. But but on its face, it is like a rom-com somewhat. You know, it's not. It has like a bit of hijinks in it but yeah, it has like comedic moments in it, but it's mostly like, yeah, an examination of just characters. Yeah, Hachiman in particular, that's the main character's name, who's like this very kind of cynical guy who friggin' yeah, it's about a character arc. It's about the characters and their journeys and their perspectives changing. Yeah, it's great. I don't know. I feel like it's an acquired taste for a lot of people, but I don't know. For me, yeah, I don't know. I really enjoy it, man. And yeah, and at the end of last year, I watched an OVA. Yeah, that recently got put out, which is basically kind of like a bonus episode for the third season. So like, yeah, the third season was the conclusion of the series, but there was an OVA that came out this year, I guess, to celebrate the 10-year anniversary of the show since it came out in 2013. And yeah, that OVA was so good, man. Yeah. So that's basically what has been taking up most of my January so far, is just rewatching anime. For some reason, I don't know. Yeah, man. Any music I've been listening to? I actually have, yeah. I think, like in terms of new music, there's this band called Peter, Bjorn, and John from freaking Sweden. They put out this freaking album in like '06 called Writer's Block, and the freaking song Young Folks is pretty good. You wouldn't expect it to be like, it's an unexpectedly good. Well, I don't expect it to be like the style of song that it is for an album called freaking Writer's Block and a band called Peter, Bjorn, and John. I don't know. I guess you just have to listen to it. Yeah, I've been listening to, God, what else? Jimi Hendrix. Actually, literally Jimi Hendrix. Yeah, I don't know. I just found a Jimi Hendrix CD on eBay, and I'm just like, okay, I'll get it. Yeah, Electric Ladyland. It has this song called All Along the Watchtower, which is pretty good. It's like a Vietnam War movie song. Oh, man, that's how he described music from the 60s. Oh, man. Look, man, I'm maybe that should be a thing I try doing. Listen to more music from the 60s. Yeah, I don't know. Any famous bands from the 60s I should check out? Someone should recommend me some famous bands from the 60s. Yeah, maybe they're from the UK. I wouldn't really know. Yeah, but yeah. Yeah, I've been listening to that. I've been listening a lot more of Fun. Yeah, I've been listening to Aim It Ignite a lot more. I don't know. I talked about it previously. I don't know. I've been liking it more and more. Yeah, the more I listen to it. Yeah, the songs like Walking the Dog, Be Calm. Like, I don't know. Again, it's very Teeter Kid-esque. It's very freaking like if Teeter Kids made made an indie rock freaking band, an album or something. But I don't know. I guess just the way Nate Ruess sings. Yeah. You know, obviously, like, Fun would go on to freaking have, big hits in 2012 and then, disappear because Jack Antonoff became, like, a big pop producer, and freaking Nate Ruess, I think just makes solo music. I don't know where the other guy is. Yeah, I don't know who the other guy in that band is, but yeah. Oh man, I've been liking that. And the next, I've been, in terms of music from bands I've heard before, I've been listening to the 2013 album from Los Campesinos, which is called No Blues. And I feel like it might be their best album, man. I don't know. I feel like it's their best album. It's just like, yeah. Los Campesinos are very, it's weird because I feel like they should be a lot more popular than they are. They just make like, well, early on they made like very like upbeat, like pop punk, kind of twee, emo-ish, like music that's like very freaking energetic and freaking like, there's a lot of like, there's violin and flute in it, in all the songs, I don't know. It's just really good. Their early albums, and like, Hello Sadness was their 2011 album. It has some good songs on there. By Your Hand, songs about your girlfriend. Even though like the lyrics are just like the lyrics of the band Los Campesinos are literally, the lead singer's Gareth. He's the lead songwriter, I guess, and like he just like just word vomits out freaking a bunch of sometimes horny lyrics, like sad romantic lyrics. Like the lyrics are basically just him being extremely freaking sad about his romantic and sex life, and just making so many freaking like kind of like trying to be so poetic about it, trying to be so like like I don't know, just the way he writes, you know. He makes a lot of soccer football references in his songs, right? It's like, yeah, it's a lot. It's basically just like word vomiting like a journal entry onto a song, and but just putting a lot of freaking energetic guitars and drums and freaking flute and violin behind it, you know, and just making it so freaking upbeat. But yeah, No Blues is pretty damn good. I feel like it's their best album I've listened to. Yeah. So yeah, I've been listening to that, the next Matt and Kim album. Well, after 2009, Matt and Kim put out Grand. It has the song Daylight. I really like that song. I feel like a lot of people would be turned off by Matt and Kim, or just be like, they're just generic, like commercial, freaking like bland, freaking indie pop, whatever. But I don't know. I really like their music. Sidewalks. They put out that album in 2011. I've been listening to that. It has the song Cameras, which has like a really fun, freaking energetic beat with like a xylophone in it. Yeah. Matt and Kim is this guy Matt, who plays the keyboard in synths and does synths, and then Kim, who drums and does percussion, and then they're a duo. And they're also married, I think they're married, or like they're like romantically involved. I think they are still romantically involved. But yeah, they're like really, yeah, I don't know, I like their music a lot. You know, I just like that kind of indie, man. Everyone has their kind of music that can be somewhat embarrassing to admit to liking, but I don't know. I don't think it's embarrassing at all. Anyways, I guess those are some personal things for me. How long has it been? Freaking, yeah, half an hour. Anything else going on in the NBA I should talk about? The Nuggets are still pretty good. They're kind of in like, just, yeah, wait until April, and like we're gonna show you how good we really are kind of mode. I feel like from them, you know, they don't have an extremely dominant record, you know. I think like they're like 27, 28 and 16, I think. Yeah. But, you know, they're like number 2 or 3 in the West. Yeah. Like the top seeds of the West are Minnesota, OKC, and then Denver. And then the Clippers have been the number 4 seed, and they're looking kind of like either the best or the second team in the West in their recent stretch. Yeah, so there's that. The Celtics are, last time I checked, are 30-9. They are undefeated at home, which is a change from last season where they kind of weren't as good at home. So yeah, hopefully that matters when they have home court advantage throughout the playoffs. Hopefully. The Sixers are like, what, the 3rd seed? Yeah, they're the 3rd seed. Oh yeah, the Knicks and the Raptors made a trade. Yeah, the Knicks traded for OG Anunoby from the Raptors. Oh yeah, and freaking there was a freaking great freaking coach rant, by the way. There was a great rant by a new coach, Darko Rajalkovic, and then like he just went off because the Raptors and Lakers played a game, and the Lakers scored had freaking 20 something free throws to the Raptors 2 in 1 quarter. And yeah, he got angry, man. He got angry. Oh man, it's too good, man. I don't know. I might share it, I might not. But yeah, as of what's been happening around the league, anything? I probably shouldn't be. Yeah, I'm thinking right now. I probably, is there more? I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't freaking talk about everything. Yeah, that's what I've been thinking about. Oh man, anything else? Oh man, the Golden Globes happened. People are angry at freaking. I don't know, man. It's surprising to me, like how. Like the Golden Globes is an event that people still tune in, and it's like a Twitter event, like one of those events. Yeah, like I thought it was only the Oscars, you know. But yeah, it seems like freaking, yeah, the Golden Globes is an event people in general on Twitter who are just interested in celebrities and pop culture are interested in. And people were upset at freaking the host of it for making bad jokes and not being funny. Yeah, I guess that's all. You need to know about it. I don't know. Again, I just don't want to recap things, man. Do I have like my own perspective towards it? I don't necessarily care too much about the Golden Globes. Okay, I'm sorry. Oh man, there were jokes. Yeah, the guy made jokes about Barbie. He made jokes about Taylor Swift. They just bombed completely. And that's the thing, like, there are writers behind those jokes. I don't know, man. It's weird, man. It's weird. Yeah, I don't necessarily have anything to add. Look, man, all I'm saying is that, we don't really claim him. We don't claim him. Oh god, look man, every freaking group has to have that one person where it's like, really, like you are a part of us. Like you're a part of us. Oh man, oh god. Anyways, goddamn. Oh man, god, movies, yeah, yeah. One funny thing is that I talked about like not watching freaking movies, but I did end the year last year. Yeah, like if you don't know that I've watched a lot of anime freaking at the end of last year. But yeah, I watched a few films. Yeah, I watched some like big name kind of films. I don't know. I guess I should. Yeah, I guess I think recap. I guess. What did I watch? I watched Tokyo Godfathers. I watched freaking the Bunny Girl Senpai movie. I watched a couple like Bang Dream movies. Yeah, I watched a No Non Biori movie. I watched a Hanasako Iroha movie that basically was like the conclusion of the series, or like an addendum, an addition to like the main series, which was like really freaking good. Yeah, Hanasako Iroha was like the best anime I saw in 2021, and like watching that film, I was like, yeah, damn, this is amazing, man. Like, yeah, it adds so much like rich freaking context that I love, and it's such a great story. Yeah, I guess the most recent one I've seen is this movie Weathering with You, which is by Makoto Shinkai, written and directed by Makoto Shinkai, who directed Your Name. You might have heard of it, you know. You know, like two people looking each other at the stairs in Tokyo. you might know about it. I don't know. Yeah, it's really yeah. I think I enjoyed that. I think my favorite freaking film, anime film I saw in that stretch was Liz and the Bluebird, directed by Naoko Yamada. It's a KyoAni freaking movie, so that's plus on it's like that's just immediate freaking points. And it's in the Sound Euphonium universe. Yeah, so obviously there's points for that too. But I just love how just like small and intimate it is, man. It's literally just about, yeah. I mean, there are like other sections of it. Like, yeah, it's like throughout the film they reference the story that the title is based upon. You know, Liz and the Bluebird, which is about like this girl and a girl who's like living in some fantasy world, and a blue bird shows up and like enters her life, and then the bird leaves, you know. Basically, if you want that story summed up, but it basically follows these two freaking high school girls who are in the band, the concert band, which is the same concert band from Sound Euphonium, and it's about like they're these two girls, and like they're like being disjointed, like them like not communicating on the same wavelength, right? In the beginning, it shows the word disjoint, right? And at the end, it shows the word joint, and it with the dis freaking like crossed out. So yeah, I just like how intimate it is. It's basically about examining the friendship between two girls in the concert band of Sound Euphonium, and it's great. The music, especially, man, the music in the opening sequence and the music in the ending sequence, like near the end, is like, I just love it. It's like, it's amazing. So yeah, there you go. I do watch movies, man. I don't know. I just watch him like after all the discussion is freaking ended upon him, you know. So and I have to look up freaking years old threads on Reddit. Oh man. Anyways, was that all? Was that all? I'm gonna be looking forward to tomorrow. I'm not saying I pay attention to sports other than basketball, but I don't know. When it involves, like, why the hell is the Ranger Creepers that freaking big, man? I'm running away from them, man. Oh, man. Anyways. Yeah, like, I'm not saying I pay attention to sports other than basketball, but I don't know. Some significant things happened, and I'm interested to see what the panel of a certain show that airs at friggin' 12 p.m. Pacific time on Fox Sports 1 has to say. That's how friggin' much of a degenerate I am, man. Please. I swear I do other things, man. Oh, man. Yeah. I can't talk about what I've been reading because I've been reading the same book. Yeah. I've been reading These Violent Delights since friggin' October 31st. Literally, yeah. Oh man, it's good. I like, yeah. I guess if I have to talk about it, yeah. It's this kind of, it's a Romeo and Juliet retelling. I don't know if I've said that before. Yeah, the guy's name is Roma. The friggin' zombies are dying. The guy's name is Roma. The girl's name is Juliet. The girl, yeah. It takes place in Shanghai in the 1920s. Like, I like the descriptions of Shanghai, and like. I guess, like, Chloe Gong, when she was writing it, I guess she was like, I'm gonna make this friggin' city a real melting pot or something. Like, I think she explicitly was like, I'm gonna have them just, like, speak almost every language, you know? I'm gonna have so many freaking different cultures and languages in this book. Or, like, in, like, the city of Shanghai and make it, like, a real melting pot. Because, like, there's so many freaking times when, like, like, you read, like, oh, they were speaking French. Oh, there's these Frenchmen. Oh, there's these British people. Oh, there's Russians, obviously. There's Americans. Oh, there's a guy who speaks Dutch. Oh, there's freaking, yeah. Oh, he was speaking in Shanghainese, which is, like, this certain specific Chinese dialect, you know, and stuff. And I guess, like, that's an interesting, like, part of it, you know? Like, maybe for me, like, I think, like, maybe I've taught, like, it is a tiny bit much for me sometimes, in my opinion. But I don't know. But overall, it's a very interesting part of the story. Yeah. And again, it's just, like, an enemies, like, it's, like, once freaking lovers, and then they turn into enemies, and then they turn back into lovers, you know? Yeah, like, there's, like, rival freaking, yeah, they come from rival families who are rival gangs who are trying to control the freaking city of Shanghai. And then there's freaking this freaking, yeah, madness that sweeps through Shanghai and they have to work together. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it's like, it's part of a series, I think, or a duology. So I'm probably not going to get to the end of it. As soon as I'm done with it, I'm going to read another book that is quicker to get through. Not that I'm not enjoying it, you know. I don't know. I guess I just like the fact that I'm just reading something, you know. Yeah. A lot of people are like talking about freaking book challenges and like, oh, I need to read this many books, you know? How are you reading this many books? How is it freaking 5 days into 2024 and you've already read 200 books? It's like, oh man, it's like, are you retaining any of them? It's like, why is your freaking book total so high? How can I increase how many books I read per year? And it's like, meanwhile, I'm just happy to be reading something, man. Oh, man. I don't know. It is a thing that, like, I really wish you could add, like, individual short stories to friggin' Goodreads, though. I don't know. I kind of wish you could, instead of just, like, having to, like... Because, like, I wonder what people's rules are in terms of, like, short story collections, where it's, like... I guess my general rule is that, like, if you've read, like... more than one story. If you read the majority of a short story collection, you can probably add it to Goodreads, but I don't know. There's probably people who aren't as, like, strict about it and are just like, if I read one story out of a short story collection, I can just add it to the Goodreads, but I don't know. Yeah. I've read, like, yeah. I added, like, this, like, short story, like, YA collection about, like, yeah, summer stories, and I think I read, like, what, 4 or 5 out of like the 12 or something. Yeah, and they added that, so I don't know, I guess it all depends. Anyways, any new freaking like things that dropped, any new in that freaking certain thing. I feel like we all need a break. I feel like everyone in that freaking community just needs a break, man. Oh man, I've been taking a break. Yeah, man. Yeah. If people are wondering why I haven't gotten an episode out sooner, it actually is because I physically haven't been doing that well. I've just been a little bit sick, you know, just a little, yeah. I got sick like the end of last year, and like the last episode I recorded actually like was the start of me getting sick. So like from December 31st to like what up to like freaking just a week ago, I guess. I kind of was like pretty sick. And yeah, I've been feeling a lot better now, but I still feel a tiny bit. Yeah, and I don't know, I'm not 100% but you know, I'm close to it, man, and that's all you can ask for, man. Man, I'm gonna make the all NBA awards, okay? I'm not gonna freaking miss freaking recordings because I feel a little off, you know. Oh man, look, man, Embiid is gonna make that mark, right? Yeah, of course, yeah, he probably is, but yeah, it is somewhat concerning that like his knee, yeah, like I heard, yeah, was it Ramona Shelburne had a report that I saw on Reddit that it basically is that same knee injury that was haunting him during like the playoffs in last year, right? So I don't know. he'll make it, yeah, unless he gets like another like injury that sidelines him for more games. He'll play. But hopefully he plays in Denver, man. That's just all I want, man. All I want. Embiid can win MVP again, you know. Like but basically like all of the basketball NBA viewing public is literally just prove it in the playoffs. Basically just like what a bunch of people were saying about Jokic, you know. But now it's basically all on Embiid, man. It's like, look, just prove it in the freaking playoffs, man. I don't know how you can do it against the Celtics. They seem pretty like unbeatable in a 7-game series right now, but look, injuries can happen, you know, things can happen, you know. Who would have freaking thought that James Harden would have freaking, you know, put up those 2 games, you know? Look, man, all you need is for Tyrese Maxey to freaking win you 2 games, and then Joel Embiid can win the rest in a 7-game series against the Celtics or the Bucks. That's all you need, man. Look, man, if Tyrese Maxey can win you like a couple games, then Joel Embiid can win the rest. Okay, look, it's all, it's fine, man. I'm not saying there's all the pressure, but look, man, there's a decent amount. There's a decent amount. Oh man. Any other friggin' event I'm missing, man? Why are people obsessed? Why are women obsessed with the cups? Yeah, I mean, there's been discussion about it of just like calm down, guys. It only costs like freaking like however much like dollars or something. But I don't know. It's God. I guess I probably should stay out of that. You know, if people want to freaking buy cups, you know, at Target or like Starbucks, you know, it's fine. I mean, they kind of do look aesthetically kind of pleasing, though. If I were to be honest, they kind of do look aesthetic. There is something about those cups, man. Oh man. Anyways, yeah. Yeah. Okay. So, am I ready for the Twitter segment, man? Yeah. It's been like 46 minutes. Anything else I need to freaking get to, man? Oh man, should I talk about January 14th and the significance of that date, man? Oh man, I don't know. How many people are gonna be watching up until this point anyway? I guess I kind of been thinking about it because I originally wanted to get an episode up by the 14th so I can be like, oh wow, look at that date, that's significant. But I guess the next best thing would be to talk about like what happened. So I guess if anyone is listening this far into it, you can just skip ahead freaking a few minutes. I'll get to the Twitter segment, but I don't know. I feel like it's a bit weird for me to freaking talk about myself too much. Maybe that's why I haven't been doing it lately and just been like just talking about the NBA or just book whatever freaking stuff that happens. I don't know. There are Raylo fan accounts on my freaking timeline now. I don't know how that happened, but whatever. Anyways, January 14th of 2017. The why it's a significant date. First of all, okay. January 14th of 2017 was when my cousin had his 18th birthday celebration. So basically, like, yeah, I think we celebrated like his birthday, like, yeah, like just me and his family, just me and yeah, just, yeah, basically his close family, which is me. Like on like the 9th, which is closer to his real birthday. But yeah, the 14th he had this like party, and the whole thing was like he like was inviting like a bunch of his freaking classmates to it, and he obviously it's, yeah, not obviously, but yeah, he goes to a different school. He went to a different school than I did during high school, so obviously I knew none of those people, right? In the morning, I basically was just like, I think I distinctly remember. Yeah, because this is live. This is me live remembering it. I don't have a script or anything. Like, I remember, like, yeah, the week before, like, I was like, yeah, like, either, like, my cousin himself, or just someone, like, either my dad or something, was saying to me, it was like, oh, you're gonna come, like, next week, like, during his party, right? Which was the 14th, and I was like, and then me, not necessarily having any freaking autonomy, that much autonomy back then, was just like, okay, sure. And then, like, I arrive in the morning to his house on the 14th. Like, you gotta understand, like, the context is that I don't want to go. The context is that I never wanted to go to his house and go to this freaking whatever celebration in the first place. We already freaking celebrated it at a restaurant freaking a week ago. Like, I didn't feel like we need to go. I didn't want to go. So basically, we drive, like, me and my freaking uncle. And I guess another layer to this, I guess I'm just revealing so much of it. Me and my uncle, yeah, there's a bit of a awkwardness between, like, me and him, you know. Just, I guess, if you want to know, like, yeah, I'm not necessarily the biggest freaking fan. Okay, I guess I'm like airing a lot of family stuff, but you know, it's fine. It's been like 7 freaking years. You know, I feel like it's about time for me to reflect, because when am I gonna do it? 2027? It's like, dude, I'm gonna be so freaking old by then. Literally, I'm literally gonna be past 25, so I better do this now. So basically, I guess this is just the definitive freaking retelling of this story. So basically, yeah, me and my uncle, who, like, I kind of have a bit of complicated feelings towards, we're driving to my cousin's house in the morning, like 9-10 a.m., and I get to his house by 9-10 a.m., and then I arrive there being like, okay, I guess I'll just be staying here for a few hours, or like until the party starts, and then, yeah. Yeah, that'll be it, right? I'll just only stay for a few hours. And then I remember playing Cards Against Humanity back when that was a thing. Like, when you could play Cards Against Humanity, like, on a website on his computer. And then, yeah, he was like, oh, hey, yeah, that's cool. Are you playing that? It's like, oh, we're going to have that. We're at my party, I guess. I never did play that freaking at his party, I guess. But yeah, I'm basically recounting every detail I remember from it, because, yeah, because this is just the definitive retelling of it. So basically, that was the morning. I kind of don't know what happened during the noon or afternoon, but like, yeah, during the afternoon, like, it was getting cold. And my uncle specifically, who, again, reminder of the complicated feelings towards him I have. It was like I remember, yeah, I brought a sweatshirt with me, and I was just only wearing a shirt. It was kind of cold, and this is like San Diego, California cold, so it's like freaking, like, what, 50 degrees, you know, 50, 60 something degrees. And then he's like, yeah, like in the afternoon, mid-afternoon, like, he was like, hey, do you want to put on your sweatshirt because it's cold and you might get sick? Funny thing about that, yeah, important detail, why I'm revealing that. So basically, I don't know, I really do not know what happened or what I had for lunch or freaking what happened during like mid-afternoon or late afternoon. I don't know. Oh man. But just, yeah, there you go. That basically was happening. I was staying And maybe I was thinking, I probably am speculating here, but I probably was thinking, when am I gonna leave? I probably was thinking, when the hell am I freaking gonna leave? And then throughout mid-afternoon becomes evening, and then evening becomes night, and more people show up to his house, like in his backyard, basically. That's basically where the main party was going. And there actually were people in the living room playing Cards Against Humanity. Like, yeah, like, I think, like, I don't even know. If I were to count, like, how many freaking people went in total, it must have been, like, freaking, like, oh, God. Probably not, like, 100. Probably just, like, 30, 40, like, people at most. So, like, decently sized. I mean, just saying. Decently freaking sized. So, yeah. I guess I'm just gonna reveal this whole thing, so buckle up. It's the evening and tonight. I guess I put on my sweatshirt because I brought it in case it got cold. Yeah, and then, okay. Yeah, and then, yeah, in mid-afternoon, yeah, it turns into night. I'm sorry for just like being so freaking scattershot when remembering this. I don't know. Maybe it's because I don't want to remember everything, but I'm just forcing myself to. I don't know. I decided just on the spot, I'm just going to reveal stuff. I'm not going to reveal too. Yeah, I guess I should probably be a little bit more freaking discretionary, but yeah. Like basically the party has started, right? The party has started. It's at night. It's probably like 8, 9 o'clock at night or something. And then I distinctly remember, this is the part I remember vividly, right when like I freaking was like realizing that like, oh, I'm gonna have to spend the night here. Like I already didn't want to freaking come. I already didn't want to go to this freaking, I didn't want to go. And the reason, like, and also, I guess like added context, the reason I didn't want to go isn't because I didn't want to go to a party. It basically, yeah, look. Like at the end of the day, look, I'm being honest about this. I'm an introverted person. Like look, at freaking 16 years old when I was then, look, I'm mostly similar to now in the way I am now, in that I kind of mostly like being alone and just freaking staying inside and just playing video games or freaking watching YouTube videos, you know? Like things have slightly changed. I'm fine. Obviously, I talked about going to concerts, but look, at this time, I didn't want to freaking like go there. I wanted to freaking stay home. I thought I would have freaking stayed. I thought I would have freaking went home at night, you know? I didn't freaking think I would have had to stay the freaking night, which is why I was getting progressively more and more upset throughout the night. I was getting annoyed. I was getting deeply freaking annoyed. Like, why am I not gonna freaking go home? And obviously, look, I'm 16. I can't drive. I don't have a driver's license. I still don't have one. And I couldn't call an Uber. I probably didn't have enough money in my friggin' account, which probably would be different now, right? Like, I didn't have enough money to friggin', like, call an Uber. If I did have enough money, I definitely would have friggin' called it, man. I don't care. I would have friggin' left without friggin' telling anyone. But still, progressively throughout the night, I was getting more and more annoyed. Like, why am I not leaving? Why am I not leaving? Like, why? Like, why am I still here? I'm getting annoyed. And I guess also another layer to this is like around this time, like I was actually thinking of starting a YouTube channel, which I ended up doing, by the way. And I put out a video a month later, February 14th of 2017. That was bad. And then I put out another video, like basically a month later, like March of 2017, which was like bad still, and they were both horrible and had horrible audio, and you will never see them ever again. Oh man, yeah, like that's one thing. No one is ever gonna see those videos, hopefully. I think like they garnered 1 view between the two of them, and that 1 view was me. I was thinking of freaking getting a microphone on Amazon at the time. That basically was my planning. I was thinking of getting a microphone like around this time of January of 2017. So yeah. Okay, back to the night. I was getting progressively freaking more upset that I wasn't gonna freaking leave like the night of the party. And the party just kept on going on. And then I just kept on walking around, like knowing no one. Like I don't go to a school. I don't know anyone. What the hell am I gonna freaking talk about? How would I even strike up a conversation necessarily? I don't know. I guess you can do it. I guess, obviously. I guess. If this were a YA book or a YA short story I was writing, I would freaking write like, oh, the character is gonna try to freaking talk to someone, or like, but I was just like, no. I remember having a Diet Coke in my hand, I think. I remember having a Diet Coke, just walking around. I obviously would have a Coke Zero if it were my choice. But I had a Diet Coke, just walking around and just like being like, when is this gonna be over? And I entered my cousin's house, and like from upstairs, like how it works is that his house has like an upstairs balcony, and like the balcony was like adjacent to the backyard, so like I would like I was in the upstairs bedroom, which wasn't being used, and like the bedroom connected to the balcony, and I was just in that room just like pacing, just being like, why am I still here? Why? I just hate this. I want to go home. I really want to freaking go home. And and at some point there's like a call or something, and then like I don't know if there was like cake cut, but like there was like, oh man, I can't believe I'm revealing all of this now. I don't know, I teased it before, but yeah, look, I'm revealing my experience with it. So there was a call, everyone had to gather around for the birthday boy, which was my cousin, right? And then my cousin had to give a speech. And then my cousin, being as cool as he is, I guess, like, I would assume the fact that like however many people came to his party seemed like, he was like pretty freaking sociable and like pretty, extroverted, I would assume. Pretty opposite of me, which is being freaking clear, which basically what I was realizing, I was like, I think like before that point, I feel like this was like a bit before this point, like 2015 or 16, I was starting to realize that like me and my cousin were just two different people, and like I feel like that realization is still there. Like it's obviously like not like that's a bad thing, but just like, look, like I'm not the freaking type of person he is, and I guess I was just starting to realize that. I don't think it was making me feel like bad necessarily. It absolutely doesn't. I'm fine. I'm actually cool. It's actually cool that freaking we're different, but like, yeah. And I feel like around that time it was basically me starting to realize that we're different, we're diverging, I don't know if other people have that of just like with close family of just like, oh, we're actually, on two different paths, and that's actually a good thing. I feel like at that time maybe I didn't necessarily realize that was like perfectly fine, But yeah, I mean, I think it's just in the fact that like we were a tiny bit closer when we were like 10, 11, 12 than freaking, 15, 16, 17, 18 up until now. So yeah, basically my cousin had to give a speech. Oh man. And then he's like, okay, thank you all for coming. Thank you guys. I like thank everyone, my parents. And then, oh man, I think I remember distinctly his mom, my aunt was like in the kitchen and then came outside while he was giving his speech. And then he was like, can't I have my moment? Oh my God. Oh man. Oh no. Ma, what are you doing here? And then she's like, yeah, you can. Okay. All right. Okay. And then freaking, yeah. And then the next, one of the most memorable things I remember from that speech was, yeah, and like this is why I added the context of me and my uncle not being on the best of freaking terms. This is why I added the context of that. And like this is actually adding to the context of my cousin and I being two different kind of people, like, our kind of divergence is that like, yeah, the one most memorable thing he says, because I recorded this, but I lost the recording because my phone, the phone I recorded it on, freaking broke, and I never got it again. It wasn't on freaking Google freaking One or Drive or something like that. The one thing I remember him saying was, thank you, shout out to my uncle. You're the reason why I'm so awesome. And my uncle, our uncle, he's talking about the same uncle that freaking I kind of don't like that much for freaking reasons. And it's like, that, I feel like, is kind of what sealed it. It was just like, okay, please take me home, man. I want to go home. I want to leave, man. I want to leave. You're the reason why I'm so awesome. It's like, oh man. And then, I don't know, something else, whatever. I think, like, after that, there was this, like, game where there were, like, balloons. Like, there were, like, balloons dropped onto freaking, I don't know who did it, but someone dropped balloons onto the backyard, and like they contained like $1 bill each, you know, if you popped it, right? And it was a fun game, I guess. Yeah. Oh man. And that basically was like the climax of it. Yeah, that speech. Like, I remember that speech and I'm like, oh God, I want to leave. Like, me and my cousin are different. Like, he's freaking giving a shout out to, like, he loves, like, him, and I kind of don't, he loves his uncle, that uncle, and I kind of am like, towards him. And then freaking, like, yeah, and then, like, he has all this freaking stuff with a bunch of people. Like, if you want to know, like, my 18th birthday, oh man, do I even remember it? It was like 2018, yeah. It just wasn't anything, man. It wasn't anything. I've never had a party where I've invited freaking a whole freaking slew of freaking people. I've never had that, you know. Maybe I'll have it at some point, you know. Look, man, maybe. I just hope that I just don't sound freaking like jealous or bitter. Like, it's just, these were just my feelings, man. These were just how I was, it was just how I was feeling at the time, I guess. Like, it's fine. Like, if anyone's listening to this, you could say like, oh, you're just so freaking stuck up. You're so freaking dumb. Like, why are you freaking being like this? Why are you freaking being so bitter? It's like, yeah, it's fine. Yeah, I'm fine. You know, you can absolutely think that. I guess, like, reflecting on it, like, did I have to be so freaking like upset and about like freaking having to stay at a freaking party, you know? Could I have freaking tried to enjoy it a bit more? It's like, yeah, absolutely. But look, man, at the time I didn't know anyone. The only person I knew was my cousin. He was being occupied. Like, I kind of was realizing we're different, and like I kind of don't feel the need to friggin' hang out with him all the damn time. I kind of would prefer if we don't see each other like all the freaking time. I kind of don't require that in my life at that point, right? You know, and it's like, yeah, I that's how I was feeling. I was feeling kind of just shitty, you know. I was feeling freaking shitty, you know, and I guess, I don't know. I guess, you know, it's fine. Maybe I could have handled that situation better, but whatever, man. Anyways, that was the climax of the party. Like, it kept on going for like a few hours after that. And like at like 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock, I don't think I had my phone. I think my phone kind of stopped having battery, so I just went to tried sleeping. Yeah, I tried sleeping at like 10 or 11 o'clock and just tried sleeping. And then, oh man, another freaking great detail from this, I don't know, was that like while I was trying to sleep at like 11, 12 or 1 a.m., like I think he was still staying up with a bunch of people, with like a few of his like close friends, because like I guess everyone else had left. But like while I was freaking trying to sleep and trying to freaking like fast forward time so this freaking hell of a night would be over, it's like, look, I distinctly remember listening to the sounds of a movie, and I think the movie they were watching was Sausage Party. That freaking weird ass movie. I guess I'll put a picture of it up right now. That weird ass movie from freaking, I don't know, the Seth Rogen, whatever, animated freaking adult freaking thing it is, you know. They were literally watching freaking Sausage Party, and while I was trying to freaking sleep this hell of a freaking night and away, and just freaking, I wanted to go home, man. I wanted to freaking go home. Please. Look, I mean, I don't know, man. Look, I'm being transported. I'm being put back into that night. I wanted to go home. So, yeah. I woke up, and I already was, and funny thing, what my uncle said, I kind of was showing signs, the start of the signs that I was starting to get sick. And I was sick for the next freaking 3 to 4 days, basically. And I think the party was on a Saturday, the day after was Sunday, and then the semester started on Monday. Yeah, the second semester of my junior year started Monday. Oh man, and I guess that was freaking that was hell. Okay, for me, it was freaking a hell of a night. It was hell. It was bad. I wanted to leave the entire freaking time. I was thinking. Oh yeah, and also another freaking detail I missed from it was in the middle of it, out in the middle of my kind of delirium of like being like, I want to go home. I want to go home. Like, I called my freaking mom and I'm like, am I really going to have to stay the whole night? And then my dad called me and he's like, why are you so upset that you have to stay tonight? And then when I came home, because my uncle and I think my uncle brought me home, and then he's like, yeah. Then as soon as I got home, I kind of just made a comment. I was just like, I guess I just had to freaking stay the whole night. Yeah, I guess he couldn't have picked me up, like it's the whole day. It's, oh man, dude. Oh god. Yeah, that was that experience for you. It's an hour and 9 minutes. You know what? Maybe I'm not gonna have a Twitter segment, man. Maybe I'm not gonna have a Twitter segment this freaking time, because I feel like this should like fulfill it, man. Oh man, it was just like, oh man, it was a time, wasn't it? So yeah, I hope I did that date justice. Is like, I remember January 14th of 2017 for just how bad of a freaking experience I had, And it just and obviously, like, I don't want to, obviously, right, like, if that's, like, I live a pretty privileged life. If that was just one of the worst experiences of my life I've had, of just being, forced to stay freaking over, but like, obviously, I think, like, from how I've told it, there were like a few like emotional freaking like underlying things associated with the night that I was thinking about, too, but yeah, basically. And I also remember January 14th of 2017 so fondly, fondly, not so fondly, a date that'll live in infamy. Thank you, FDR. Like, I also remember it so fondly because of what happened after that. I keep on talking about what happened after that. Yeah, I guess I love talking about what happened after it, because I feel like that 2017 was like the start of me kind of changing and transforming, going on like this personal freaking transformation, because after that I started to read YA books in the library. Like, after that I started to write short stories. After that, freaking like, I started listening to a lot more music, and my music taste as I know it today started to develop, right? It's like, after January 14th of 2017, it started basically the trajectory, the course of the freaking path I am like right now in my life. And I would say I have a pretty good freaking path in my life now. I enjoyed the freaking path of my life I'm going in right now. Even if I don't freaking get traditionally published, even if I freaking, like, even if freaking I write basically for no one, like, maybe I'd consider freaking, just publishing it, by myself. But I don't know, like, even if freaking none of that freaking happens, even if my YouTube channel freaking, even if this channel doesn't get any bigger, man, it's like, look, I'll always have that realization of, after January of 2017, like things started freaking changing for me, man. It's like, that's the thing. Like, things started freaking changing for the better for me, Like, yeah, like, even like without like any tangible things, right? It's like starting to read books and like gain a greater appreciation for books and writing and literature and writing stories that I enjoy, and like, just taking pride, a somewhat sense of pride in the fact that like I like am embracing being creative and being a writer, you know, and like you know, being someone who's creative. Like, I don't know, I feel like that's like something to freaking champion. I feel like that's something to be proud of, you know, because I'm certainly proud of it. It's like, look, man, there really is a thing that, like, without January 14th of 2017, like, if I hadn't experienced that, like, I wouldn't have freaking, like, you wouldn't be seeing this YouTube channel. You wouldn't be seeing this YouTube video if you're watching it, right? There's a very good chance if that doesn't happen, like, none of freaking those extra dominoes, like, fall, you know? Because I feel like, I don't know, I basically hold it in somewhat infamy and somewhat freaking high regard because like, it's the marker for my life starting to freaking, like, change in a big way, you know? Yeah, like, I don't know, like that's what I feel like, you know? I really do feel like that. Like, I don't think I would have gone to freaking all those concerts I've been to. Like, I don't think I would have freaking, yeah, again, it's like, started this YouTube channel. I don't think I would have, like, started to write freaking a novel and then finish it and write a second novel and finish it and start to write a third one. I wouldn't think that I would think of, like, pursuing freaking being traditionally published. I would not freaking think all of that would have happened if not for 2017, you know? I talk about 2019 and that, like, that being 5 years ago, and, like, yeah, me reading The House on Mango Street and that emotionally affecting me, it becoming, you know, my favorite book of all time, and, like, it being the impetus for dropping a class, which would give me more time to write and finish my first book, which made me think that I can query it and freaking be on the path to freaking getting traditionally published, right? But, like, that was all set up by what happened in January of 2017 of me starting to read books in my high school library, right? Like, during lunch, you know? Yeah, my very first short story, I've said this before, but yeah, my very first short story was about a girl going to a party and her not enjoying it. It's like, yeah, look, man, art imitates life, life imitates art. Look, man, obviously it does. And yeah, that's basically the story of that night and why that date is so significant. So this is not going to be uploaded on January 14th, but yeah, I hope I've I don't know, I kind of liked it, and I kind of enjoyed freaking just telling that story, basically how I remember it, because it's been 7 years, man. I don't know, all I have are just memories of it because I don't have that video. Oh man. Anyways, I hope that's been enough of an episode. That was the significance of January 14th of 2017, man. Oh, come on, man. Okay, just... Oh, man, anyways. Can I sleep when there are no monsters nearby? Oh, there you go, I can sleep. Okay, so let me just look for some freaking tweets last minute. Opportunity creatives describe falling snow without using white flakes falling or snow. Pretty little freaking pretty little pellets. I don't know. How Jerry Jones was in the Cowboys locker room after losing first round. In the club, feeling a profound grief over the friendship we used to have. I feel like that's a Skins episode or something. Far too often, white comfort is prioritized over the truth. Was just informed that this year, 2024, is the year that both the 13-year and 17-year cicada cycles synchronize once more, meaning all of North America will be plagued by an amount of cicadas unseen since 1803, which is a bad omen for an election year. Okay, here's the Darko rant, by the way, if anyone wants to hear it.
That's outrageous. What happened tonight, this is completely BS. This is shame. Shame for the referees, shame for the league to allow this. 23 free throws for them, and they get 2 free throws in a fourth quarter. Like, how to play the game. I understand respect for all stars and all of that, but we have star players on our team as well. How's possible is Scotty Barnes?
Just a funny freaking thing is he just like stops and like is like forgot his last name. He's like Scotty Barnes.
who is all-star caliber player in this league, he goes every single time to the rim with force and trying to get to the rim without flopping and not trying to get foul calls. He gets 2 free throws for a whole game. How's that possible? How are you gonna explain that to me? If that's the case, just let us know so we don't show up for the game. Just give them a win. But that was not fair tonight. And this is not happening first time for us. Scotty Barnes is gonna be all-star. He's gonna be the face of this league.
And funny thing about that comment in particular, the face of this league, like Stephen A kind of took exception to that and talked about that on First Take. He was like, Scotty Barnes is gonna be the future face. Hold on, man, or something. I don't know. And then someone quote tweeted. I like the quote tweet from it. One last question for Darko. Thoughts on Ricky Rubio retiring? Oh man. Yeah, Ricky Rubio, who has been pro since he was 14 years old. He's been a pro basketball player since he was 14, man. He never got a summer off because he was always playing for the Spanish team, the Spain team, you know? And yeah, he had revealed in a letter that he went through like a dark freaking time, like recently, like yeah, and like his mental health, you know, was, you know, just not freaking great. So yeah, good, like yeah, congrats to him on a career. And like it's a reference to like a reporter asking LeBron, like a Spanish reporter at the very end of a at the very end, like after a game they lost to the freaking Grizzlies, like what do you think of Ricky Rubio retiring? And then he's like, look, I'm sorry. Just like this is not the it's gonna sound like I'm mad, but just know that like it's just that I'm upset because we got our ass whooped, and then people were like, this is not the time to ask the question, and it's like, and then someone else was like, yeah, that probably was the freaking reporter's only opportunity to ask about freaking Ricky Rubio. The reporter was from Spain, right? Like what are you like? I don't know. I guess both freaking sides have a freaking case, you know. Look, man, when Darvin Ham eventually freaking gets fired by freaking, you know, the GM LeBron, Rob Pelinka, you know. I guess, you know, when Darvin Ham gets fired by the GM, you know, look, I guess the Lakers are going to have a freaking clean slate. It's going to be a nice, clean slate, and they're going to freaking head to the Western Conference Finals again. Oh, man. And then LeBron is going to successfully pass the torch to AD, and it'll be AD's team in the 2030s. Well, in the 2030s, AD would be like, well, 2033, he'd be 40, so I don't know. I don't know about that. Here's a funny friggin' thing. Someone tweeted, name a time a celebrity gagged their interviewer? And then someone quote tweeted a clip of Maya Angelou taking a question.
Kim, you had a question.
Yeah, I wanted to ask Maya her views on interracial relationships.
Oh, thank you. And first, I'm Miss Angelo.
Miss Angela.
Yes, ma'am. I'm not Maya. I'm 62 years old. I have lived so long and tried so hard that a young woman like you or any other you have no license to come up to me and call me by my first name.
It's just like my God, dude, my God. just my, yeah. She's like, I'm gonna answer the question, but like, call me Miss Angelo. It's like, oh yeah. Obviously, she deserves that level of respect, but like my God, dude, to the person who asked the question, it's like, I'd be like, okay, thank you. I'll just go freaking walk off the face of the earth, man. Oh man. Anyways, I don't know. Is there anything else that is on Twitter? There's someone on Twitter who thinks that freaking adding olive oil and salt to vanilla ice cream makes it taste good. I don't know. Oh man. There are people who are clowning freaking this guy called Drew Walls who freaking films himself and sets up a tripod and like it's TikToks of him going to Target, you know? Okay. I don't know, man. It's like, what are we doing, man? Anyways. I guess that's basically the Twitter segment for this. You know, it's mostly it's my personal freaking life segment. But yeah. There you go. Oh yeah, people beefed with a librarian, man. People beefed with a librarian to end the year, like this very wholesome librarian who like posts these TikToks about freaking it's fun. The library is fun, and then someone said people are getting freaking some freaking troll freaking quote tweeted him, and then freaking all of the book writing publishing Twitter community jumped on that freaking troll. So that's good. And then at the beginning of the year, like freaking like a few days ago, there was someone who was like, public libraries, I'm begging public libraries to have playgrounds in them or something, and then librarians all over were like, look, man, we can't be asked to freaking take care of your kids on top of being librarians, And then she responded, she's like, look, she posted pictures of libraries with playgrounds in them, and then people still get annoyed. It's like, look, I don't think it's that much of a thing to get annoyed at that person, right? It's like, it's fine, man. She can have the opinion that she would prefer that libraries would have playgrounds. But obviously, we don't live in a perfect world, and libraries are underfunded and forget all this stuff. Look, that's also true. But look, Maybe there can be freaking certain libraries that have playgrounds or are next to playgrounds, and then libraries that don't, Obviously, like any library in a freaking college campus probably wouldn't have a playground. Maybe that would make it better, but I don't know. I feel like libraries should be next to basketball courts, because if that happened, man, oh man, it'd be over. It'd be over for me. And that all happened because of my that trait of my personality, loving freaking basketball, and loving freaking reading at the same time. That all happened because of what transpired on January 14th of 2017. Isn't that a beautiful thing? Isn't freaking personal growth and transformation a beautiful thing? I'm not bitter about it, man. I really am not. I'm glad. Hopefully I've made that message clear. So anyways, that basically was the episode. I hope 2024, the rest of 2024 goes great, except that freaking part in November, man. That's gonna be bad. But look. Everything else, it's gonna be fine, man. It's gonna be fine. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I am not gonna retire. If you're worried about that, I'm not retiring. I am not considering it. Okay, you're gonna have to force this Minecraft series out from under me. So yeah, anyways, thank you so much for watching, and see you on the next episode.